everyone, here's another video of 10 terms related to trans people, just so you can understand and know more about what's going on. Today we're taking a look at 10 words related to different surgeries a trans person might get. You haven't seen my previous videos before. I've talked about a lot of more simple or basic trans terms, LGBT terms as well, so you can check those out. And as always, with a lot of us people in the LGBT community, we know what these words are, but for a lot of people outside, they don't know what these words are. And as always, I will have the Cantonese version of this video up on this channel as well, and there's far less Cantonese resources than English, so that's way more important. But since I'm doing the Cantonese one, I'm gonna do the English one as well, because rite of passage for a trans YouTuber, I guess. Let's just do it. So the first one is gender affirmation surgery, GAS. Gender reassignment surgery, GRS. Genital reassignment surgery, which is also GIS. Genital reconstruction surgery, genital surgery, GS. Sexual reassignment surgery, bottom surgery. So these are all terms related to the surgery down there as well as sex change, as it were. And for me, SRS has always been something that I relate to this term. SRS, sexual reassignment surgery, that's always the most common term that I've heard. But apparently, sexual reassignment surgery is increasingly falling into disuse as many people find the term offensive. I don't know that. I've never heard that myself. Just for me for me, the word sex change is probably more offensive than any of these other terms because the word sex is in it. But I don't know. And you can use any of these for the most part. I think gender affirmation surgery, that's the most polite or PC term to use. But basically, all of these just mean if you're boy to female, you're going to have the surgery down there. Female to boy, you're going to have the surgery down there. Now, when you hear the word gender affirming, you might think, oh, that could include like breast surgery or breast reduction surgery. No, it always stands for down there. Next one is orchiectomy. That is a surgical removal of one or two of your testicles. So that's pretty self-explanatory. So why would someone just do that if they're a trans person? I've seen a lot of people just do that surgery. Like if they're not thinking about having the full gender affirmation surgery, they might consider, hey, those testicles are giving me pumping a lot of testosterone into my body. I don't necessarily want to change it all, but I would just remove them so I'd have no more testosterone in the body. Because in order to suppress testosterone, we have to take testosterone suppressants, which is androcorticosterone, and that is very strong on the liver. And as advanced as medical science has become these days, it is still not ideal. So some people say, the less medication I can take, the better, and which is true. So some people just remove those. Since for some stuff, if we're taking the hormones for so long, they probably don't work anyway, so I might as well get rid of them. I've also seen some trans people who are planning on getting the gender affirmation surgery, but decide to just have the testicles removed first. I mean, they're going to get the full surgery anyway. And I heard her say that it wasn't a waste of time. Like, why not just have everything done in one surgery? Well, apparently it does save time, and it also helps with, the hormones and the regulation of the body and stuff until you get it. It's also just a very cheap surgery to get. So, because the gender affirmation surgery, if you're waiting for your medical insurance or something, or it's just too expensive and you don't want to wait, you just want to have less testosterone in your body, it's something you can consider doing. Next one is hysterectomy, which is a surgical procedure to remove the womb. Not many people do this. I think for females to male, when they do a surgery like that, it's a very similar reason for a male to female to have their surgeries down there as well, to reduce certain hormone production, is to but this is a very rare surgery to have. I've seen a lot of trans men who still talk about how still having their bits, they can still get pregnant if they need to. Next one is bilateral salpingo oophorectomy. Sorry. Is a surgery to remove both of your ovaries and fallopian tubes. The hysterectomy and bilateral salpingo oophorectomy will both be done during one procedure. This surgery will remove the uterus, cervix, ovaries, and fallopian tubes. Wow, that sounds like a very intensive surgery. That's pretty much remove everything from the inside, and I guess that would make sense if you're having a gender affirmation surgery. If you're having surgery to have something built down there, like a penis built down there, you would want all the other things to be sealed up and removed, so you can live your life with a male body, as it were. Next up is FFS, or facial facial feminization surgery. We also have FMS, which is facial masculinization surgery. So these are surgeries on the face to make you more female or male. When I started my hormones, I was like, oh, I have to do so much. I have to reduce my jaw, make my chin more pointy, maybe cut down the nose. These are a lot of lists of different facial procedures to make your face seem more feminine for me. And whereas someone who has masculinization surgery, they might have bigger jaws or put implants to make everything look more butch and stronger. There are other procedures such as realigning the brow height or eye shapes and stuff. So there's a lot of things you can do with these surgeries, but it just generally means surgeries to make you more female or male in the face. Okay, next one is a very popular one for all trans women. It's breast augmentation or breast enhancement, as it were, and that's something I wish to get to because they're too small for me. Like, I want something that's just a little bit bigger than my body proportions. But yeah. And so the next one, which is the opposite of that for female to male, is what they call as top surgery. Often used by trans men to refer to the removal of breast tissue, relocation, resizing of the nipple complexes, and chest reconstruction to a male chest structure. So yeah, this one's pretty much like scraping everything out, removing all the breast tissue. Because here's the thing, both male and female have these breast tissues. That's why I can grow something, because we all have that. We all start off as female inside our mother's womb, and it's only at some point where the body triggers like, actually you're a boy, so you're going to have other bits, and other bits will not grow. And so that's why I mean to take hormones. I can grow my breast tissue because just like a woman, I have those tissues. So there are people who also detransition. They're like, actually, no, I'm not a trans woman, but they can have those removed as well. But here's the thing, once you have those removed, they will never obviously grow again because there's none there. So, but that's just a very common surgery for female to male, because every woman who passes puberty, they're going to grow boobs. And so they're going to have it removed. Next up, we have chondrolaryngoplasty. It's Adam's apple reduction or a tract shave. Basically, this year, I'm very lucky. Mine's very small. It's not pronounced, but you know, a lot of men have it really big. But in fact, a lot of women have pretty big Adam's apples too. But for a lot of trans women, they feel very subconscious about it, so they will have it reduced, like cut down, sand it down, and just make it smaller. Next one is voice feminization surgery. That's something I'm considering getting. And pretty much my choice is a focal fold shortening and retro displacement of anterior issue. Right, so basically focal fold shortening. But so the reason why I want this surgery is because it is a newer focal feminization surgery where it doesn't touch your focal cord. It doesn't touch the Adam's apple at all. It's much safer, it's much quicker. All it is go down the tube. They do 2 small cuts on some membrane tissue that doesn't have any nerves in it or whatever, and they sew it together, so basically it just makes the tube a bit smaller, and so you have a feminine voice, and that's it. It takes like 7 days to heal up, start speaking again, and that's it. There is no focal masculinization surgery, not really, because for most part, if you're female to male and you're taking male hormones, your voice will get deeper because your Adam's apple and your vocal cords will grow extra stuff there. So there's not much a need for the opposite. And finally, there's a general term for body surgery that doesn't quite match with gender affirming or breast enhancement surgeries or augmentation surgeries, because these would include body sculpting, which is just changing where all your fats are distributed. If hormones doesn't do it enough for you, there's buttocks implants, a butt lift, etc., etc. So there's many extra body reshaping, as it were, or this body sculpting surgeries that you can do to change how your body fits your desired gender. So once again, that's about 10 different terms related to trans surgery. So you can see, as a trans person, it's no joke. We have to go through a lot, possibly, to become our desired gender. When we're doing something like this, it's not a game. We're not playing around. We're not trying to seek attention. Like I mean, okay, some people might want to seek attention, but for a lot of us, we just want to be comfortable in our bodies because we weren't given the correct one at birth. And when you see a trans person, just remember how they look. If they haven't done the surgeries yet, they're probably depressed because they can't pay for it. Or if they look really good, you have to imagine how many surgeries did they go through. Or if they're lucky enough, they had hormones at a very young age, but how does that affect their health overall? Because you're still constantly taking some kind of medication to fight against your body's natural order, as it were. So there's a lot of stuff that we go through, and it can be very hard on us, both mentally and physically. So yeah, and all these surgeries are no joke either. There's definitely risk with every surgery, and some of these surgeries take a long time to heal, up to a year or even 2 years for some when they have sexual affirmation surgery. So just try to be respectful when you see a trans person and realize that they might have done or put a lot of effort into just trying to live every day happy, as it were. As always, feel free to leave a comment below to ask any questions you like. Feel free to leave any other comments and suggestions. And as always, take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.